So upcoming Friday nights, me and the degenerate boys that we are, we're coming back with the betting show.
You look at the way he bounces off tacklers, the way that he keeps his eyes downfield, his vision, his ability to find holes, his pass catching ability, right? Because he had.
In my lifetime, I'd put him at probably around the 2 area, with again the only other person up there being King Ricky.
Anthony Richardson or Caleb Williams at the 111.
Yeah.
So just hit us.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of B.S.ing Sports here on the B.S.ing Network, where we do a little BS and we talk a whole lot of sports. I am here, Ryan Swift, at B.S.ing_sports, with Jacob J. Krogan at B.S.ing Sports Bet. You can find us on YouTube by clicking the QR code in the corner. In the corner.
Of the corner.
Oh, no, yours is inverted.
Is mine?
Yeah, so I have mine set to mirror me. So this is, yeah. So, yeah, there you go.
What a way to start the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, so we try to have 2 different settings, which is all good in the hood. No, Jake, how are you doing today, man?
I'm good, buddy, but I'm going to break a rule just because tomorrow I start vacation, so I'm going to crack open a cold one. Well, I'm going to party trick a cold one and probably chip a tooth.
All right, well, Jake's doing that. I do not start vacation tomorrow. Jake, you will be traveling with the girlfriend going to see her parents up in beautiful New Hampshire. I've driven through New Hampshire. I've not been, actually done anything in New Hampshire, so I don't credit it as a state that I've been to. Imagine losing to a team that got beat by 50 points last season. Good thing it's a new season. It's crazy to think about the Broncos lost, but that was last year? I thought that was 2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Didn't you be bringing up the 70-20 loss to the Dolphins? Like it's every pod we do, every time we're on, that's his go-to.
No, but I wanted to roll out this pod, this fantasy football pod where we have absolutely no agenda other than to talk about random fantasy football stuff. Wanted to roll it out with a trivia question, not necessarily fantasy related. Are you ready?
Let's get to it.
All 6 Oklahoma quarterbacks from 2015 to 2023 are currently starters in the NFL. Can you name them?
Kyler, Baker, Rattler, Murray, Hurts.
Yep.
Caleb Williams.
Nope. Yeah, Caleb Williams.
That's 6.
Oh, wait. Go through it again.
Caleb Williams, Kyler Murray,
Yep.
Baker, Rattler, Hurts.
Yep.
Oh, man, I forgot who I'm.
I think you said Hurts twice. Because you definitely didn't say the 6th name. This is the name that I thought would stump you.
Hold up. I got this, ladies and gentlemen. Have faith in me.
Think about the timing of when I'm asking this question. Why would I wait till now to ask it?
I figure as much. I'm just trying to think of what random quarterback played for Oklahoma that I can't think of right now. I don't know.
You don't give up?
Yeah.
Dylan Gabriel.
Oh, yeah, that was the guy. My boy.
Yeah, so that's the name that I thought would stump you because he was the one I think that he took over when Caleb left.
He took over when Caleb left and then kind of had a quarterback dispute with Jackson Arnold.
Yeah.
When he played there, but he played lights out. And then once Bo Nix got drafted, he was like, you know what? I'm just going to go bounce to Oregon and play in that stacked offense.
Dan, I've said this before. I don't think I've said this like on the pod before, but I've said this to somebody before. It's in a fantasy football sleeper chat somewhere that Dan Lanning is what Lincoln Riley, like what people think Lincoln Riley is.
The quarterback guru?
Dan Lanning is better for quarterbacks than Lincoln Riley.
Well, I don't know. I think he's just kind of gotten lucky with talent, but I also see because Dante Moore, if you watched our betting podcast, the first one of the year, I was high on Dante Moore as being a dark horse Heisman winner.
If you watched any of our fantasy football episodes from 2 years ago, you would know that I am also a big Dante Moore fan.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, Dante Moore was obviously slow developing in UCLA. Bo Nix was not unlocked until he made his way to Oregon.
Yeah.
Definitely had his struggles at Auburn.
That was a whole circumstance. And
how many quarterbacks do we have to say it's circumstance until we
but like it's talent level. Like he had so much better talent at Oregon, had like just all around just better everything than what Auburn was able to give him. And he had ungodly expectations at Auburn.
I'm just saying, Dan Lanning doesn't put out bad quarterbacks.
No. And I'm not knocking your take. I'm saying like, yeah, no, I get it.
See Justin Herbert.
True.
Yeah, so you had something very interesting before the show. You said something about wide receivers. Why don't you
Oh yeah, let me get into that there, buddy. Basically, it's a pretty simple, logical thing to remember here. If their name ends in A, they got to play, okay? And I'm just going to say it's just Puka Nacua, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and Emeka Egbuka. They're number 1, number 3, and number 4 in fantasy football right now, and they are just lights out right now.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Puka has like more than proven himself, as like a true, number 1, like probably top 5 dynasty wide receiver. Would you rather have Puka or CeeDee Lamb?
Puka.
Okay, are you taking Puka after Jefferson and Chase, or are you taking him before?
I'm taking him before. Puka's number 1 wide receiver right now, and I don't think it's close. For fantasy football, for Dynasty, I think he's showed that he can do everything. Yes, I know he has Matthew Stafford, and what's he going to do after Matthew Stafford? We'll find out. But right now, Puka's the dude, and he's leaps and bounds ahead of everybody at receiver.
I'm still taking Jefferson. I'm still taking Jefferson before him. At this point, like there is no quarterback that can play for the Minnesota Vikings, and Justin Jefferson's not going to be a top 12 wide receiver. He has no real lengthy injury history outside of, what was that, 2 years ago? I think he missed 6 games. He's producing, you're looking at his game log this year. He's producing 17, 18 fantasy points per game without regularly scoring any touchdowns. So, like, for a dynasty aspect, like, Jefferson checks every box for me. There's no questions you can ask at this point about Justin Jefferson's production. And, yes, Puka obviously is in a, he's got Matthew Stafford. So, from, like, a redraft or, like, a short-term, 1 to 2 year window, potentially, is he, a better asset than Justin Jefferson with a higher ceiling? Possibly. But if we're doing a dynasty startup today, I'd still probably take Jefferson over him. Chase –
even with the almost 3 years difference in age?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Jefferson's 26. It's not like he's old.
Look, I was a Puka hater. Don't get me wrong. I sold all my shares, which I regretted. I got him off the free agency wire, and the minute he blew up his rookie year, I shipped him off. And that was my fault for selling. But
to be fair, like I know there was a lot of people in the fantasy community high on Puka, but there was no telling that he would be doing all this now.
No. But I mean, he has 54 points on. He has 54 points on Jetta right now. We're 5 weeks in.
That's true. But Justin Jefferson has 1 touchdown this year.
And that's fine, but he has J.J. McCarthy and Carson Wentz throwing him the ball.
Right? He doesn't have Matthew Stafford.
No, exactly.
Who by the way, has hyper-targeted the best wide receiver seasons in NFL history.
Yes, but also Carson Wentz is throwing ungodly amounts of balls to Jetta right now.
But that's kind of my point is like Jefferson can do it with a Carson Wentz level quarterback without scoring touchdowns. I can still go get 18, 19, 20 fantasy points per game. If Matthew Stafford goes down tomorrow, so does Puka's ceiling massively. And we can't prove that he can maintain that level of production without Matthew Stafford.
I get it. I hear you. But I'm just saying, like right now, his value is untouchable. And I think in startups, everybody's taking him.
They're one. I think they're wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2. There's points to be made about both. I just want the surefire thing, like a guy that I can just go put in my lineup. It doesn't matter what's going on around him. Doesn't matter who's playing with him, right? Because he has weapons to take targets away from him too, and he's still going to get his. And Puka's had an injury-shortened season in one of his 2 seasons already. He is relying potentially a lot on Matthew Stafford for his fantasy production. That window is going to close shortly. There are questions that I can ask in the long term about Puka that I cannot ask, that I just don't need the answers for. Justin Jefferson already have them. But I think Chase is behind both of them.
Okay, good. I'm just going to take a short break real quick. Please like, share, subscribe. I know we have been very inconsistent this year, but starting Tuesdays now, because Sundays have just been too hectic with football starting and just our lives, we want to go back. We want to grow. And Bolton, you are more than welcome to come on here, and we can talk shop on Tuesdays all you want. But we want to continue to grow and build this, and we're looking to do that through y'all's help. So we appreciate it, and everything y'all do for us would be awesome. So, continue that. So, Ryan, I'm going to name some players that just shock me right now in fantasy football.
Go for it.
Okay. So, I'm going to give you 4 names. And these are the guys that shock me. We got number 6. We got Matthew Stafford. He's number 6 quarterback right now in points for fantasy football. At his age, I don't think anybody really saw that coming.
Definitely not.
If you had him, for those that don't know, we play super flex tight end premium. So that's 2 quarterbacks basically. If you had him as quarterback 2, your team is sitting pretty. And I think that kind of lines up with a lot of teams. I don't know what you think, but lines up with a lot of teams I thought were losing this year are winning, and a lot of teams I thought were winning are losing. And he took that literally.
Hey man, we're in the middle of a show. Get out of here.
I told him to get on, but I thought 1 second, Bolton. Oh, that was on me. He said sick invite in the chat, and I said, Bolton, we can always have you on. Like I didn't think he meant right now. So that's your call there, Chief. It's your show.
He's already jumped in.
Hey, buddy. I can't wait to clip that.
Hello. I'm gonna shut up and let you guys do your ball knowledge. I'll speak when I can.
You've got 6 names. Matthew Stafford is number 1, or you got 4 names?
Oh yeah, I have 4 names. Okay, and so the second quarterback here I got is Jordan Love. And so at the beginning of the year, everybody was high. I know in a lot of Dynasty redrafts, or not redrafts, Dynasty startups, Jordan Love was taken really high. He's quarterback 21 right now in fantasy football. And I don't know about you. I have 0 Jordan Love shares. I'm not high on him, but go ahead, Bolden.
I'm not high on Jordan Love either, but I don't have the research. Where was he taken in terms of QB rating? Sorry.
Hold on. Let me clarify this real quick before we get any deeper, because this will change Jake's take on this. Jordan Love is one of the few quarterbacks who's already had his bye, so it's going to affect his season total standing. He's QB 14 in points per game.
Yeah, and he lost. He lost his number one receiver, and one of them went out with a knee injury. One of their B+ receivers, which is their whole wide receiver lineup.
Jaden Reed.
Yeah, Jaden Reed is out. Like their whole team. I hate. I'm sorry. I love Jordan Love for the aspect of that he has a
Appreciate
bunch
it,
of
Top
B+
Shot.
wide receivers with him, but I hate the fact that I can't pick any of them in fantasy because you don't know who in the hell is going to get the goddamn ball.
Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs are the only two assets that I'm excited to own as a contender in the Packers offense. Tucker Kraft is like, I still think Tucker Kraft is in that like large tier of tight ends that like is going to pop off once every 4 weeks and then just do nothing for you the other three. I know that there are certain people that disagree with that take, but the tight end landscape is something that we should address on this show because this year it's just dumb.
Oh no, I was gonna get into it like later on. Just it's a giant fucking dumpster fire. And
But yeah, I did want to bring up the thing about Jordan Love. He's one of the few guys that has had his bye already, so that's definitely skewing his season ranking.
no, that's a good point. But I mean, okay, so
He's
we'll give him a
14th
generous
in points per game, and one of the guys ahead of him is Mac Jones, who obviously isn't going to be a regular starter.
No. Next year he might sign a lucrative
Well,
contract.
I'm talking about rest of season this year.
Yeah, I know.
But yes,
okay,
Mac Jones is the new Sam Darnold.
Facts. Are you
I don't hate it.
you said 14 points is what he's
No,
averaging?
he's 14th. He's QB 14 in points per game.
What's he's averaging?
Oh, dude, I'm glad you brought up the QB thing because
16, so that would put him tied. Yeah, it'd be QB 12 right now. So he's a low end.
You take away the fact that he's already had a bye, and then there was also 2 games where they got to the 1 yard line, threw a pass, and then Josh Jacobs ran it in. You got to remember that. So there's an extra 12 points that would probably project him to go from like that 12 spot to probably 10 or 9.
And it's not a massive amount, but Jordan Love has no less than 3 rushing attempts in every game. So if you can steal 15 yards, it's another 1.5 that some quarterbacks really can't give you.
I got you.
But yeah, so and then right behind him is Marcus Mariota. So real quickly, without looking, can either of you tell me how many quarterbacks are averaging at least 18 points per game this year?
I'm gonna say
4-point
4.
passing
Yeah, I
touchdowns.
said 4. You want me to name them?
You said 4 quarterbacks averaging 18 points per game.
Yeah,
You're
correct.
not even like you're out.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably 9,
No.
higher or lower.
16 quarterbacks as of today are averaging 18 points per game. My question to you, gentlemen, is knowing that number, what does that do to the QB market and the top dogs? Does that make them less valuable, knowing you're getting that kind of production 16 QBs deep?
Yeah, it definitely saturates the market. You have to look at it and be like, oh, Trevor Lawrence, who is going in round, I don't know, 15, if that, depending on how many people you have in your league and whatnot. But Trevor Lawrence is one of those top dogs. So is Dak Prescott, who, I've traded for in a couple of super flex leagues because I know that he has nothing to do but throw the ball. Even though Javante's still eating, he's still throwing for, 30 plus, attempts a game. You have to think of it that way. And sadly, I don't think Kyler is in that, category of 16 quarterbacks, but
He's not.
yes. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh, don't worry. I know.
Where are you getting that stat from, Ryan?
So if you go to, I don't know, you're on the desktop, right?
Yeah.
If you go to leaders and then you sort by season average stats, it'll bring up their stats point per game wise.
Yeah. Correct.
So the
season.
let me ask you like this. So there's an obvious market value gap between Josh Allen up here and Baker Mayfield somewhere below him. It's probably a first round pick. The difference in their points per game is 2.5. So at this point, is it really worth it to go get that upgrade from Baker to Josh Allen, knowing you're basically getting the same production anyway?
Well, hindsight is 2020, and we're kind of already through everybody already drafting. But I think that you were going to get a lot more value out of using that pick that could have been on a top tier quarterback, like let's say round 2, ish, and go get a bona fide tight end, and then getting Baker Mayfield, because the tight end market is so skewed, as we were talking about earlier, where it's like these tight ends you have like 3 or 4 good ones, and then you're kind of cooked. That's my take. Sorry, Jake, what do you got?
Nothing. Can y'all hear that music?
Nope.
No.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. I was like, jeez.
I have my own music in my ear, though, so I can't hear anything.
I'm kind of interested because 18 seems a little high to be 16 people, because I'm looking at these stats right now. Lawrence isn't in that.
No, he's not.
I
will. So here are the 16 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
In order: Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Fields, Baker Mayfield, Jalen Hurts, Caleb Williams, Dak Prescott, Matthew Stafford, Drake May, who I'd love to talk about in a second, Mac Jones, Daniel Jones, Jaden Daniels, Jordan Love, Marcus Mariota, and Jared Goff.
Okay, so you take Mariota out, you take Mac Jones out, so you're down to what?
So there's 14 starting quarterbacks that are averaging 18 points per game.
I think we're also, we can't get into like the small sample size, like vision here, where like
we're a third
Mariota is not going to see the field, like whenever JD's healthy, like coming in this week, like Mac Jones not going to see not going to see the field whenever Brock Purdy last week was healthy. Like he did really well.
We took him out. We took him out of there, and there's still 14.
So for what it's worth, Brock Purdy is number 18 at 17.2. So if we take Mac Jones out, Brock Purdy has a good game. He's just going to take his place.
Yeah, 100%. But I think a lot of it comes down to offensive play calling. Like, Mac Jones is succeeding because he has Kyle Shanahan. Like Carson Wentz is succeeding because he's probably a better quarterback fit for that Vikings offense than JJ is.
Here's why I think they're succeeding in the uptick in fantasy points. The damn kickoff rule.
Mm-hmm.
You basically start from the 35-yard line. Back in the day, we used to start from the 20. You're getting an extra 10 yards, 15 yards starting position on every kickoff. That's big.
Unless you're playing the Cardinals. Unless you're playing the Cardinals and you're Sam Darnold on Thursday Night Football, and you decide you're going to take the ball from the fucking 40. So
yeah, Bolton, since we have you on here, I would like
dude, do not make me
relive. No.
Do not make me relive this, dude. I have been nothing but high on your team as always. Do not make me relive this Sunday. Do not make me do it.
I was in a Survivor League, and I took your Cardinals, and they let me down like that.
Dude, I had
to watch that game and lose my Survivor League because of that.
Let me tell you about my weekend. Not only did I have to get locked into my hangar as a prison and had to be there for 48 straight hours and live, sleep, eat, do whatever. Sunday we had to fly Trump to actually Virginia Beach to go do the Navy's 250th, birthday, whatever. Everybody was there. Everybody, all of my coworkers were there and witnessed the Cardinals completely sell that game and then be like, "Where's Bolton? Let's go, like see what he's doing." And I had to sit there sober and try not to air out the whole hangar and just murder everybody and then fucking do one for myself too. Like that was the worst game I've ever seen of all time. Not any team, I think, of all time. The most, you are up 21-3 going into the fourth quarter and you blow that.
Amari DiMercato should be cut today.
Well, you know what's crazy is Jonathan Gannon just got charged
$100K.
$100,000. Yep.
Which is nothing for him, but
As a coach that only makes maybe $1 million a
Facts.
year, it kind of hurts. I mean, that's enough. You know, he doesn't make much. 100K is a lot, but the pick that should have sealed the game that turned into a touchdown.
John Gannon makes $3 million a year. 100K is nothing.
Yeah. I mean, it's not fun, but it's.
I mean, it's more to him
saw
than it would be to a player, but I mean,
I saw a TikTok of the 5 worst plays of the week, and it was all just the Cardinals. And I was,
Oh, that was just a Cardinals hate post. I saw the same thing. I love them.
dude, it's hilarious. You have, like it started out with like Kyler Murray getting hit in the face mask with a football about concussing him, not ready for the snap, giving it over to, the Titans. We have the pick that turned into a touchdown. We have the dropped pass. We have the 3rd and 8. Just get a first down and it's game over. 3rd and 8. We're gonna run the ball. That was fucking genius.
all right, let's talk. Let's talk
Yeah,
about.
let's get back. I don't
Yeah,
need the soapbox.
sorry.
I just wanted to.
Sorry, my bad.
I wanted to hear the pain in your voice.
We're doing a
It's
startup.
there.
We're doing a startup today. Super flex, 4-point passing touchdown. Which round is Drake May going in?
First.
Yeah, 1 or 2.
Yeah, he's going at
Pick
the end
one.
of the first.
Yeah, end of the first, early 2.
Would you take him in the end of the first?
Oh yeah.
Bolton?
It depends who's there. Like, are we counting injuries? Like, are we saying
No, everybody's healthy. It's just it's a startup.
everybody's healthy, super flex? So you gotta imagine 8 quarterbacks are gonna go off the board pretty quickly. 12-man team. You're still gonna get Jamar Chase. You're gonna get Justin Jefferson. You're gonna get B.S.ing. And it's a 1 year league. It's a 1 year league, like just one and done. It's a one and done.
Oh. Was that a yes, Bolton? There was a lot of words in there, and I didn't hear a single yes or no.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think about it.
We went on a whole rant about Puka Nacua, and this guy did pick Bijan over Puka.
I say no. I
Is
say
it Bijan?
Huh?
He said, you didn't hear him? He said, you've got Jefferson, you've got Chase, you've got Bijan. And I'm like,
Okay.
I'm thinking of non-quarterbacks that would go within that first round pick, like 12 minutes.
Nacua.
All right, fine, Puka, whatever. I mean, like, I knew there's going to be 4. I just didn't know who the 4th was going to be. No, I personally, if it's a redraft league, I'm going to probably take Dak over Drake May.
We don't do redraft in this podcast.
All right, well then, yeah, I would take Drake May in a heartbeat if you fell to me.
This is all super flex tight end premium, brother.
This is why we didn't give you the invite. You don't even know that we're talking Dynasty football here. Not
Dynasty, super flex, tight end premium. I got it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So my third quarterback here, and holy cow, this one took forever. Spencer Rattler is the number 20 quarterback here.
Sell. Goodbye.
Sell?
Goodbye. Any second round pick gone.
Okay, that was quick. Quick answer. Bolton, is he the truth or are you selling him?
He was.
Because, I mean, if you use the transverse property, the Giants beat the Chiefs and the Saints beat the Giants. So, therefore, the Saints are better than the Giants.
I see what you're trying to do here. I do not believe in Spencer Rattler because he was a terrible teammate when he did that QB1 show. And I immediately was like, that dude is a terrible person to be around. And I said, nope, I'm selling every shares of him. I do not care where he goes, what he does.
Little fun side story. This weekend I was hanging out with my family, and my dad just unprovoked saw Spencer Rattler while I was watching football Sunday, and he's like, I fucking hate that guy. And my dad doesn't really watch football or anything, but he watched QB1,
Yeah,
and that's
dude, he's
all
a
he remembered of
dickhead.
that guy.
Dude, he was a dickhead in that show. And it was him in high school. Like, you can imagine him getting money and going to OU and then going to South Carolina. Like, he was a fucking dickhead. Like, no.
Yeah. But okay.
Yeah, go ahead and do your fourth quarterback, and then
Yeah.
I want to talk about a wide receiver.
Oh, by all means, we'll get And then my last quarterback I want to talk about here, Cam Ward. Is it time to just fucking run, sell him, go out?
No, I keep.
He's not even. He's like quarterback 32 in points right now, or like 34, something like that. It was insane.
Yep, I keep Hunterton. I keep him a lot.
You're keeping him. He's quarterback number 31.
Yep, I keep him.
Well, I mean, the reality is you probably spent 105, 106 on him in your rookie drafts. You're not returning that value at this point.
Oh no, not at all. But I mean, you got 2 points granted against Denver's defense. You got 9.8 against granted Rams defense. Indianapolis, you have 12. Then Houston, you got 4.5, and Arizona, you got 8.
Why are we giving up on him already? Like, he's a rookie. Yeah. We knew he was going to have his struggles, right? So from a fantasy perspective,
he should have been on the taxi squad to begin with.
We talked about this during the offseason, Jake, that we had our concerns about Cam Ward's fantasy production anyway because he's not a real runner. He's not going to give you the rushing upside anywhere. He has to be like Joe Burrow to be, ever considered a top quarterback. The Titans stink, man. Like, their organization is terrible. Calvin Ridley was god-awful to start the season.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Pollard has been bad to start the season. Their team's bad, right? Brian Callahan needs to go get fired. They need to start. And I think once we see the regime turnover and I still see the same stuff from Cam Ward, then I'm probably out. But it's the same thing that we talked about last year with Caleb Williams.
Yeah, no, and that's fair, but I think
But to be fair, Caleb Williams is a much better quarterback prospect.
I was about to say, we're really about to compare Caleb Williams to Cam Ward, and then you're going to expect me not to say, look at the system that they just put Caleb Williams in? Because last year
But my point is that could also happen to Cam Ward.
I could see it.
Upgrade.
I could see it.
My take on this is you have Cam Ward. He reminds me a lot of Sam Darnold. He's in a absolute, dumpster fire of an organization. Nobody can right the Jets, right? Same thing with the Browns. Nobody can right that ship. Nobody can right all of these, terrible organizational issues. I don't think Cam Ward is bad. I think he actually threw a lot of really good passes against Arizona. Granted, they should have gotten their fucking, shit pushed in if it wasn't for Arizona self-inflicting wounds, but he did throw a lot of really good passes. But his number one wide receiver is Calvin Ridley. Like, that should tell you enough. His number two, target share is the tight end and Chick,
Chig sucks. I know we talked about that on the show earlier.
Dude, there's nothing you can do about having just a shit team around you. I think he is a good quarterback. I think he does have a lot of really good throws. He has learned to not throw everything at 90 miles an hour like he did with Miami. So he is learning. He is putting a little more air under the ball, and a lot of those are really good. But he's throwing to fucking UFL receivers at this point, I think the organization is going to kill him, and I think it's going to do the same thing that Sam Darnold did. Sam Darnold's going to have to go to another organization, be like ass, and then like an offensive, guru is going to be able to make him what he is because he actually throws like a really pretty ball.
And I get your point, Jake. Like, it's definitely a discussion worth having. My stance on it is not yet. The Titans are going to change things up, and if they change things up and it still sucks, then okay.
So I'm gonna preface this with one more thing before we let this go. The Baltimore Ravens said, "Oh, we need a veteran wide receiver. Just in the locker room. We don't really care what he does." They went and got D-Hop. D-Hop won them a game, right?
Mhm.
D-Hop won them a freaking game earlier in the season. Tyler Lockett looks like dog shit, right? They got the wrong veteran receiver. If you can get some actual weapons around him, I think he's going to cook.
To
Could be
answer
interesting
Tim
to see.
Hawkins' question,
Yeah, to answer Tim Hawkins, who has appreciate you commenting, buddy. You've actually put some really good things in here, like this one. Yeah, we all know once a head coach gives up calling duties, it's pretty much see you, buddy. You're done.
Bryce Young needs to go play on the field, the little field for little people. They went and handpicked Dave Canales for Bryce Young.
It's just not working out. I say that as they beat the Dolphins, and
it looked good
me.
at the end of last year. Well, beating the Dolphins isn't really like something that a quarterback can put on their resume and expect to get hired for.
It's not, but it broke my heart because it cost me a lot.
Yeah, Dave. I mean, it looked promising at the end of last year, but it looks like we're back to week 5 of last year. Everything that he progressed is gone.
Mm-hmm. No, I get that.
All right, so I've got an interesting question. One eyes here. I know Krogan's got the stats. So eyes here. How many wide receivers are averaging double-digit targets per game?
How many wide receivers are averaging double-digit targets
per game?
20. No.
Once again, Bolton just way.
Not locked in here, buddy. You're not locked in here. I'm not looking, so I'm gonna go with double-digit targets. I'm gonna go with 4.
Okay, Timothy Montgomery also guessed 4. It is half of that. There are
2
wide receivers in the NFL averaging double-digit targets per game.
Puka and JJ?
No.
Ooh.
Guess who the other one is?
Oh, is it JSN?
No.
Oh, dude, JSN's a good bet.
JSN is number 11 at 8.6.
Oh, is it Chris Olave?
It sure is Chris Olave.
Oh, the man that can't catch a fucking football?
So that segues me into my please get out of the Chris Olave business while you can, because there is no person living off of the hype of coming out of a college more than Chris Olave coming out of Ohio State. Garrett Wilson is a top 12 wide receiver with Justin Fields as his quarterback. Emeka Egbuka wasn't expected to do anything till season 2.
I'm going to need you to lower your voice here in a second because I know what you're about to say.
I mean, Chris Olave is just living off being an Ohio State wide receiver. Jackson Smith-Njigba had a breakout. What are we doing here buying into Chris? He's got no more room for volume. He's second in the NFL in targets.
Wide receiver in there, but
second in the NFL in targets per game. There's no more room for volume. It's just not going to happen. The only guy ahead of him is on a historic pace, and Chris Olave is not doing that. And he is averaging 12.3 points per game. Give up. Move on. Sell Chris Olave to somebody who thinks that because he's an Ohio State wide receiver, he's going to go be a wide receiver 1. It ain't going to happen.
I'm so glad you did not say Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm
just going to let this one. I want you to look it up for me. How many of those targets are catchable footballs coming from fucking Rattler?
He's got 7.5 catches a game, and he's averaging 12.3 points per game.
I'm gonna back Ryan.
I want to know the depth of those targets.
Does it matter at this point?
What's Olave got? He's getting open, but
what does Olave have to do to prove
I just want to see catchable passes. I want to see catchable passes, and then we can talk shop.
I
at least 7.5 of them
this year probably isn't a very good sample size, but I want to preface that I kind of side with Ryan here because your best ability is availability, and my boy's hamstrings are made out of rubber bands. Like, come on, what are we doing?
Not to mention he's got 4 concussions, and
yeah,
3.5 years. But, okay, wide receiver 25 as a rookie, and then wide receiver 16 year after that. Even in the games he played last year, 8 games, less than 10 points per game. This year, 5 games, 12.5 points per game, with the second most targets per game in the NFL, averaging almost 7.5 catches a game.
He is not Michael Thomas. I think that's kind of what we're coming to realize.
He is not a wide receiver 1. He's not a wide receiver 2 at this point. He's wide receiver 3 flex play. There's somebody out there that thinks Chris Olave can do better than that. I would be so far out of the Chris Olave business if I had any shares at this point.
If you can find somebody that still believes in him, realistically, Chris Olave is a wide receiver 3 flex play where you're only going to get 10 points max out of him. If you can get rid of him for a wide receiver 1 value, yeah, I'm absolutely out on it.
It's not just this year. This year's just the icing on the cake.
Well, I
Last
mean,
year.
my
Last
man
year when he played wasn't good.
When was the last time he actually played a full year of football?
Sometime in college, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm
wasn't in the NFL.
Whatever. I'll let y'all have this. It ain't worth wasting my breath at all.
Yeah, dude. The Chris Olave ceiling just is not what people thought it was.
But I am going to take a Jailbreak break, so you guys have it.
Did he say a Bear break?
He said a Jailbreak break.
That means I got to take a piss.
Name it. Here's a player I would like to talk about. I would like to get your opinion on Travis Etienne.
Love him. But I think his value is as high as it's going to be right now. So if you are not contending, sell him, because I think Tootin can do everything he can do, and they are not going to pay the running back.
You don't think Travis Etienne gets a contract with?
Not with the Jags.
I'm actually in the opposite boat. I think he does.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't think Tootin can do everything Etienne does. I mean, so Etienne currently is 4th in the NFL in rushing yards per game, by the way, in case nobody knew that. He's not like super involved in the passing game. I think Tootin is taking a couple of those targets. But I think from what we've seen from Jacksonville's backfield is that's a good punch. That's a good duo. I think that they're perfectly okay in those roles there. And I think Travis Etienne performs in his role very, very well at a 60% snap share. And he's getting 15 fantasy points a game. He's currently a running back 1. This is a guy who, by the way, was valued as like an RB4 in the offseason, currently, top 12.
I agree. No, I love him as a running back. I actually went out and got him. I think he's going to do great, but I'm very scared that the Jags are not going to sign him next year. They were so hyped on it. Yeah. Homeboy. Bootin. That guy. And they let Auburn's running back go. Can't think of Tank Bigsby. Jesus, my names are leaving me right now. But Tank
Bigsby, who the Eagles traded a couple draft picks for to return like 1 kickoff.
Yeah, and then ride the bench. Monty brings up a great question though. Is Haskins or Vidal to play with Omari and Hampton out? And those that don't know, Najee Harris does have a torn Achilles. He's out for the season.
I guess Vidal, but I mean, I just wouldn't feel good starting either of them.
Yeah, no, it's going to be an interesting, you just have to wait and see if you can get both of them, But if you're fighting for those guys, odds are your team's not good. So
no, the people to buy into now are Justin Herbert and Quentin Johnston, and you might actually see Ladd McConkey do something this year.
Hey, he scored a touchdown.
Wasn't that after Hampton went out?
Was it? I don't know.
No, actually, it was before. It was before.
Yeah, I thought that was like in the first quarter.
But I mean, took him till week 5, right? For a guy that people were assuming to be a top 12 wide receiver in Dynasty.
Yeah. But I'm glad you brought up running backs because I have 3, and ETN was one of them.
Okay, yeah, I actually like ETN. I still think that there's a decent crowd that feels the way you do, and I think it is suppressing his value to production. So only if you're a contender, I would at least inquire on buying Travis Etienne.
Is Christian Watson bound for a breakout? Ryan?
Tim, you are high. You are highest draft pussy if you think Christian Watson is going to have a breakout. He will have maybe one game at that 6'4" frame, sub 4.3, and then boom, his hamstring's going to be gone again. Almost guaranteed.
Yeah, the only thing Christian Watson's breaking out is his hamstring again, if I had to bet. So
100%.
It's not a safe bet. But you know what? It is what it is. Can't do much about it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to Christian Watkins, time to write him off. Hawkins, you were doing so well, man.
He just wanted him to be like kin to him. It's just like, a letter off almost.
Yeah.
I don't know why you guys aren't putting this one up here, Tim. Damn straight, brother.
I mean, to be fair, isn't that technically what everybody up here is doing?
Yeah.
I mean,
There's
there's
no this free ball and just like fantasy football things that came to our mind.
Yeah, there's no script. This is an awesome show. Like everything's got to be, off the cuff. How do you feel about it?
Yeah.
Who are your other 2 running backs?
So happens to be. Can y'all guess who the number 3 fantasy football running back is right now?
Javonte.
Oh, Ryan crushed it.
Yeah.
It is Javonte fucking Williams, dude. And
he's killing it.
there's no bigger like what the fuck happened than that. Like he's doing everything Denver wanted him to do.
This is a Javonte Zebra for anybody asking that is going to our own Jacob Kurgan. Whenever I get a little bit more Broncos cards to actually, feel like paying the $6 to ship all of them to him. But he does have a Javonte Williams Zebra, which is worth all of $10 now. But
Price is only going up.
It's a Zebra to let him know, like, hey, man, this is what you did have with the Cowboys, or what you did have with the Broncos, and you let him go to the Cowboys.
Yeah, true.
Would you trade Bill for Omarion Hampton in redraft?
I assume this is redraft.
Yes. I did just say in redraft.
Okay, just making sure. If you absolutely need a running back and your team isn't stacked and loaded, I would take Krosky here. I would take Bill. I think he had his breakout year or breakout game. Hampton is hurt. We don't know what's going to come back. So
I think I send it.
In redraft, I'm still taking Hampton.
You're taking Hampton?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Hampton's injury is not that serious, but he is out 4. But
it depends on the context of the team, right? Like, if I don't need Omarion Hampton to play, I'm taking Omarion Hampton.
Yeah. Dude, man, Bills have been kind of cooking. And, Eckler's out. They traded Brian Thomas. Or not Brian Thomas, sorry. Brian Robinson, sorry.
Hawkins, I don't think it's a knee issue. I think it is strictly the Broncos don't have any elite receivers. They don't have anybody that can take the top off the ball. And so literally defenses were just loading the box. Javonte had nowhere to run. He was getting hit behind the line constantly. As where with the Cowboys, I mean, you had CD, you had Pickens. Now CD's hurt, but you still have Pickens to take the top off. You have Tolbert there. You have Deuce, whatever.
Let me ask you this. Do you take George Pickens over Cortland Sutton?
No.
Oh,
God, no.
okay. Well, then your point is now invalid.
Not at all. Like,
you said there were no elite receivers on the Broncos. You had Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy.
Cortland Sutton's not elite, but for fantasy
Neither is
football, he is a
Jerry Jeudy.
target hog.
So
And Pickens is not elite. He's the wide receiver 2 on the Cowboys.
you just said that the Cowboys have people to throw the ball to, and George Pickens, and I said, is George Pickens on the
No, I
same
said
level?
CD and George Pickens. George Pickens is a great wide receiver 2.
But CD's been out for like 2 weeks, and Javonte's still cooking.
No,
like,
exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
But I mean, Dak can still throw the ball around. And case in point, great segue into who I wanted to fucking talk about, and that is Jake motherfucking Ferguson, the number 1 fucking tight end in fantasy. And it's not
Who's
even
your
close.
third running back?
Huh?
Who was your third running back?
Oh, third running back. Oh, that's just J.K. Dobbins.
So J.K. Dobbins leads the NFL in explosive run rate.
Oh yeah, the dude's a monster. Yeah, if he could just stay away from the ACL injury.
Talk about needing your knees to heal up.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
J.K. Dobbins.
You got to get away from turf. Buddy. You'll be all right.
Right? And Denver plays on grass, baby. Let's go. But to the 30 people that we have watching, please like, share, subscribe. We are trying to grow, and I'll stop bugging you once, it gets
Once
up
we
there.
get like 10,000 subscribers, we'll probably stop bringing it up.
Yeah, won't need to say it, but we're trying to grow. Even the mean comments, like the guy in the green shirt doesn't know ball. Like, you know what? I like to pretend, and that's all that matters.
Question.
Go ahead.
Where's Tyler Warren in your tight end dynasty rankings, and what tier do you have him in?
I have him in tier 2, and I have him at tight end 5.
Wait, what was the question?
What spot do you have Tyler Warren in your dynasty tight end rankings, and what tier does that spot belong in?
I have him in the A tier. And that is, top 5 tight ends right now in fantasy football.
Okay. Behind Bowers, McBride. You said 5th, Jarrett. Who else you got?
Over Tyler Warren?
Yeah.
Currently, if we're talking just straight up redraft and we're talking about,
We're talking about dynasty.
Okay, so dynasty, I have, the 2 you named. Fuck, he may be 3. Shit. I've got Bowers, McBride. I really was hoping a lot from Isaiah Likely, but he has been injured and kind of been dog shit. I was really hoping that he was going to pop off. I was.
That will be a great clippable moment.
Oh, that is. I mean, that's just
Isaiah Likely is a great tight end.
For fantasy football, he is absolute dog water.
For now, until fucking Mark Andrews goes
Cool.
away.
We've only been saying that for 3 years.
I was about to say, damn, we really high on the hopium right now, Bolton.
I'm glad in his 2 spot starts per year, he puts up 20 points in one and 0 in the other. But we've been saying
I would put Ferguson. I'd put Ferguson up there. I would put.
Do you have Warren at 3, Jake?
Yeah, it's 3 or 4 right now.
Yeah,
with what the Colts are doing with him. I mean, you could kind of put Laporta up there. People argue crap because he's just so high right now. I won't.
Hawkinson as well. Like, okay, yeah, the 5 makes sense. All right.
He's top 5 for sure, but no, you can make an argument for 3, absolutely, and that's where my A tier is, because your S tier with, I mean, people are going to argue this. Bowers, he's having that sophomore slump. He's injured. He tried to play through the injury. We saw week 1 what he could do. And that's going to probably be consistent.
It's one of those franchises that we talked about earlier where it's just like, you're fucked and you're doomed if you go there, just like quarterbacks. Same as skill positions. Yeah, you're fucked. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you could get drafted by 30 other teams, and then you get told like, oh, you're going to go to Vegas with a Pete Carroll that is a defensive heavy coach with Geno Smith, and good luck, like. Or you could go to the Colts and be like, oh yeah, we're going to pass the ball 100, 30 times a game, and a lot of those targets are going to come your way, So I think a lot of it comes down to just just franchises suck, and they're going to continually, just keep sucking.
Bronson Hayo, thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe if you haven't. Trade Derrick Henry and Jackson Dart for Lamar and Judkins or Swift. 2 QB league. Other QBs are Josh Allen, Daniel Jones, and Kyler.
I'm thinking Lamar.
Give me the Lamar. I don't even care.
Yeah,
if you're super flex, you take Lamar no matter what. I don't even care who the hell the other people are.
By a mile.
Yeah, that's insane.
Well, there you go, Bronson.
Like you could leave Judkins and Swift off of this, and I would have to go buy a new phone punching my screen to accept the Lamar side.
Yep.
If you're in a super flex league and you have Josh Allen and Lamar, and you're not in the championship league, then you have really fucked up at some point. Like, it just makes too much sense.
Well, I mean, Lamar can always just choose not to play like he is right now.
Oh, well, yeah, Lamar, he's going to get butthurt because he lost to the Chiefs, and he's like, oh, my hamstring.
Right. But, yeah, no, that's all I got, Ryan. Jake Ferguson, tight end 1, though.
Jake,
are we surprised?
I'm not. Because
I got a couple running backs I want to talk about.
Let's talk it. Let's talk shop.
How bad must Travion Henderson suck to watch Ramondre Stevenson give the football to the other team 2 times a week and then Antonio Gibson get the touches afterwards?
Well, sorry, Antonio Gibson, you tore your ACL.
Yeah.
I apologize. And I'm not wishing Stevenson would tear his ACL, but if it happened,
they're going to call Shane Vereen back before they get Travion Henderson football.
Bro, I don't know what's going on. I don't understand it because when he gets the ball, he's fast. He goes forward with the ball and he gets yards. I don't know what the hell he said to the coaching staff, or like he must have.
He had to sleep with one of the coach's wives.
That's what I was going to go with next.
So, I mean, obviously it's a mystery, right? Because Travion Henderson, and we talked about this during our film breakdown in the offseason, Jake, was the most polished pass blocker of any of the rookie running backs coming out of the class. And that's a huge skill that allows you to get immediate playing time in the NFL. I saw a TikTok, somebody breaking it down. And normally I don't listen to other people on TikTok, but there was actual film that made sense of this. Travion Henderson doesn't know the playbook. There were several instances where he was playing in the game, and he would have to ask other people which side of the field the play was going to. And you could see it breaking the huddle. There was a play where he poked his fullback on the back and asked him which side the play was going to, and he was getting the football. Travion Henderson doesn't know the playbook. And this is
Josh McDaniels.
I've been here. I have been here. I tell you what, I cannot even put the blame on Call of Duty because Call of Duty doesn't come out till like 2 weeks from now, and then that's when Kyler Murray is gonna die. But yeah, early in the season, it doesn't make sense to me. It's like, come on, dude, you have nothing to do but sit in a hotel room, and you wake up and you go to training camp to learn the goddamn playbook. I don't understand how he doesn't know the goddamn playbook by now. It does not make sense to me. And, he's out here returning kicks and whatnot. Like, I get it. Like, he's a rookie. He's very explosive. He's really good at returning kicks. But now he is going to probably be your starter. Why is he still returning kicks? Or is he? But he needs to be out there. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, there is something that the coaching staff sees where they're like, yeah, this motherfucker doesn't give a shit. He does not give a shit about this. And that's, it's gonna end up killing him.
Wow, his internet must have disconnected.
Ah,
Damn shame. Hate
yeah.
when that happens.
But it's gotta be it. Yeah, whatever your sources are of him not learning the playbook means that he does not care. Like that's really all it is. Like
This is a fantastic buy window for Travion Henderson,
he's got to figure it out, man. He's just
especially if without Antonio Gibson, he's still kind of suppressed by Ramondre Stevenson the next week.
yeah.
I think it's a fantastic buy opportunity for
But
Travion Henderson.
what's wild to me is he should beat out Antonio Gibson, right? But he hasn't, right? So like the coaches are seeing something that we aren't seeing, behind scenes. And that's really what it's coming down to.
And I trust Vrabel, right? Like, I think that
yeah.
he's proven to be a pretty decent coach. In
Dude,
his
I
time.
would go to war. I would go to war for Vrabel. If Vrabel was my fucking commander and they're like, hey, we're gonna fucking charge, like this bunker, I'd be like, you know what? He's probably figured this one out. Like, yeah, I'm confident in doing this. So I don't understand, like, if there's not a buy-in, like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, it just seems like maybe there's a little more NIL money or, that he's pocketing instead of just trying to. I honestly have no idea why he doesn't have the buy-in of Vrabel because, I mean, that dude could tell me to run through a brick wall tomorrow and I'd be like, yeah, I'm doing it. Like that dude is a fucking speaker if I've ever heard one.
Last running back that I want to talk about, last person that I want to talk about really, that I have good buy window for RJ Harvey.
Great buy window.
Unless you own like 88% of them. But we don't know anybody like that, do we?
No
guy would be that crazy.
Well, good news is Jake Kroger owns 100% of RJ Harvey, and I own 0% of RJ Harvey. So,
yeah, you're starting to see the glimpses of where he's starting to get more usage, starting to get a little bit more comfortable, particularly in passing downs. If you play in PPR leagues, it's obviously a great asset to have. Who knows what J.K. Dobbins' future looks like in Denver? Obviously, he looks like he's had a bit of like a revitalized career, but who knows if he stays, right? They obviously expended good draft capital on R.J. Harvey, and I think we're finally starting to see like him get, decent usage, and I think that big game's coming where it's going to kind of shut that buy window.
Yeah, I think it is coming for sure, but I think the same lines of Henderson, he doesn't know the playbook as well as Dobbins. Dobbins came in, and as a vet understanding, I think Dobbins just knows what to do. And so it's taking a few weeks, and he's getting the ball more, and we're getting to see him a little bit more. And so, yeah, it's coming. It's going to be fine. Buy Harvey now.
That's like when we, last Wednesday when we did the Immaculate Grid, like we pulled like CJ Anderson and shit out of our ass. It's kind of like the same situation here where it's like we know that this guy's gonna be the next, one, under CJ Anderson. We had I can't even think of the running back under him, but like we had it, but you still had to just kind of seed way to like to the vet so that way the offense could perform as it is. And then it wasn't Audric Estime, it was who was like the 2015 running back that you guys had that broke out. Not important.
It was CJ Anderson, buddy. That's it.
No, there was somebody after CJ that did really well. Not important.
After CJ?
Yeah.
You're talking like Monty Ball and things like that.
You talking about Noshawn?
Noshawn Moreno. Actually, yeah, because we used him. Rushed for 1,000 yards. And,
but that
he was
prior.
the third string running back.
2013, I think.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I expect. But Yeah, JK is going to be the tried and true, and then it's going to be who can step up to the cause. Who's gonna make a thing. But that fucking Broncos team is deadly. I hate the Broncos because I love them.
Try being a fan, it sucks.
I don't want to fucking hear shit. See this stupid ass flag over here? I just watched us listen to stupid fucking. I just watched us get fucking cooked. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm about to watch the Phillies get absolutely fucking cooked too. Don't worry.
So am I. So am I. Good thing it's hockey season's back too, so I have something else to watch other than Aaron Nola get lit up. Actually, I hope Aaron Nola gets lit up for 5 runs in the first, so that way I don't have to struggle watching the rest of the game. I'm just gonna turn off. Go do something else.
All right, Steve. Who's Steve? Fuck you, Steve. Fuck you. I don't even know. Steve, thank you for watching, but fuck you.
What's funny is Steve bet Titans money line, so
Did he really get
dude, talk about the craziest turn of events.
I've never
Speaking of turning a game
I've
off,
never
I'm
been
gonna do
so
something else.
sober and so mad in my life. I swear to God, dude. I was at work, locked in my prison, at work, and we had to.
All right, we don't have to hear this again.
We had to launch a jet out, so everybody was there, and everybody's like, "Oh,
Thanks
look
for
at the
tuning
Cardinals
in
losing.
to another
Where's Jarrett?
episode of
Where's Jarrett?" And I'm
B.S.ing
like, "God
Sports,
damn it."
where we do a little BS and Jared just rants on and on about how the Cardinals suck.